Hello, hi guys, my name is zinjy and welcome back to another episode on the Basically Minecraft server. And since our last episode you can probably see a few things have changed, including what I'm wearing. Yes, I now have full diamond armor, and you're probably wondering, well, how have you got that? Well, I have been grinding quite a bit since last episode, and I have quite a lot that I want to show you. And as you could probably tell from the intro, the villager breeder has changed a little bit. We've now got a roof on it to protect the villagers getting hit by lightning and turning witches, and I've also put like a little wall around it just to stop any pillagers firing arrows at them. But that's not all, no. Not only is the top changed, but the underpart's changed as well. And it all is happening down this hatch. And you remember the last episode when I said I wasn't going to delve too much into villager breeding and villager trading? Yeah, well, I have definitely gone against that. Yeah, I have a full villager breeder on a setup. You can see this is our collection system for where the villagers sort of drop in and get pushed along and drop into. And then we've got the minecart pickup system. But not only that, we've got a little we've got a brewing system set up here so we can make potions of weakness, because I have been doing villager trading. Yeah, I did say in last episode I wasn't going to delve too much into villager trading, but I just can't help myself. Yeah, I really enjoy it for some reason. I like to punish myself because we all know villagers are, as I always say, villagers are the worst. But when it comes to, what villagers can offer you, they are technically the best. And the main reason I really started villager trading was actually just to get these three villagers here. These guys are what I wanted, just so I had, fresh sets of armor when I needed it. Fresh sets of... Oh, I just opened the back trap door. Fresh sets of tools, like the axe and the sword. And also, like the spade and the pickaxe as well. I managed to get all the stuff I needed other than, like, the hoe, but I'm not too, not too fussed about a hoe. That's originally why I started it. But then I was like, there's not many people selling books on the server. And when they are, they're kind of out of stock quite a lot. So let's just do a couple of, librarians. And before I knew it, I had a few. So this side has all been cured, as you can see. I'll quickly talk you through kind of the setup I've got, and I'll show you in the back because it's a bit easier to sort of see. And for all you folks who do follow my channel on a regular basis, you know that I don't like to overcomplicate things when it comes to, building breeders or farms and stuff. I always like to do it simple, if I can, unless I need it really efficient. But for this sort of thing, it was a quick setup, so I'll just kind of show you what I've done. Instead of going with, your conventional sort of, chamber you would bring in, get them, zombified and then you cure them. I've actually just gone for something different. I made this up on the spot. It took me like 5 or 10 minutes to come up with it. It wasn't much, but it actually works quite well. So we've got our zombie in here with his sword. Hello, Mr. Zombie. But we've actually got this switch here, and what we'll show you is, if you can see down there, there's like a sand floor. Now if I hit the switch, pistons will raise the floor up, and then what happens is, as long as we have these trapdoors open, I won't open them because the zombie can see, but as long as we have these trapdoors open at the top here, the zombie can actually then go to the villager and then turn the villager into a villager, into the zombie villagers. And it actually, is very, very handy and goes very... Let's just do that down. As you can see, zombie just steps down. And plus, also, if we have, experience points and stuff, I can actually just come in here myself. I can open this back trap door, and any experience points that get caught, then shoot out there and then go straight into me, so I can pick up all the experience. It's a really easy setup, and as I said, I came up with like 5 minutes. I was just like, I need something easy. And this is what I came out with. There probably are easier ways to do it, I know. But this was something, me, I like to do everything myself, come up with my own designs. And this is something I just sort of came up with. And it has been working absolute wonders. And I mean, some of the villagers we've got so far are actually quite good. I managed to get myself a really, really good mending villager. We've also got Unbreaking and a few other books as well. But I don't want to spend the entire episode talking about villagers, no. But there are a lot of things I do want to do sort of involving villagers, because I've got a few things that I really want to do today. And the first thing I would really like to do in this episode actually does involve villagers, and it involves what is in front of me, which is the crops. Yeah, I don't have a really good supply of food. All I have is the food that Bodhi gave me in episode 1, which was really nice of him, but I don't have a way to, constantly have food coming in. So what I'd actually like to do is I actually like to build a couple of villager quadrants, probably just over here, and it's also something that can automatically feed our villager breeder at some point as well, if I do link up, because I'm not too sort of fussed, but I am fussed about me getting food because I don't currently have any. So basically what I would like to do is I like to have a really good sort of carrot farm set up over there, which is obviously villager powered. The villagers will do all the collecting and they'll dump it into the chests for me, which is perfect. So that's kind of how I like it. And then what I'm hoping to do is get a couple of farmer villagers set up downstairs, and then we'll trade carrots to them to get them down to the certain amount of trades. Then I actually have a good amount of emeralds because of the trading system I've sort of got set up. And then we're just going to trade for the good old golden carrots, because that's kind of what I want. That's what I like. That's what I eat. I mean, let's be honest. We should be living the high life in our server. Yeah, definitely living the high life. And golden carrots is always the way forward when it comes to food, because it's, well, still technically the best food source. So that is what I want to do today, at least for starters, is get a food processing unit, villager powered crop farm set up behind me. And I've cleared just a small amount of space just sitting off from the breeder, just so we're able to build it in this little area right here. And if we do want to connect it up to our breeder at some point and make it like an auto feed breeder, so we don't also have to interact with the breeder at some point, then we can do that. We do have that option, which I probably will do at some point. Let's be honest, everyone likes it when you don't have to do anything with the breeder itself, because they can be a bit of a pain, as we all know. But yeah, this is going to be sufficient enough room for it to be built here. It is a tutorial I have released on the channel late last year, and a link will be in the top of the screen right now. It is going to be a modified design of that though, due to some changes that have happened to Minecraft since that tutorial came out. A little bit of, you know, technicality has changed, so it has kind of broken slightly, so we're going to get round that a little bit by building a few extra features on, or changes, shall we say. We'll make a few changes to it just to get around things that have obviously changed. But I'm going to go ahead and get the first sort of layer in. We are going to be building a sort of a multiple layered. I'm not going to be building it in quadrants, so going out, like, you know, outwise. I'm going to be building up, so we're going to have 2 or 3 layers sort of going up. And then I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to get the first one in, and I can kind of show you guys how it's going to look and how it's going to work. And layer 1 is now finished. As you can see, we have layer 1 completely done. Yeah, it is quite basic. We've stuck with the same sort of color palette as the biome we're in, so I've used the acacia wood just to use, you know, build up for the structure. I have used the birch trapdoors mainly because I had about 100 of them, maybe if not more, just when we were over there, you know, building all the stuff underground and that. I had tons of them, so we used those to hold the water back. But yeah, it is quite a basic design. There's really not much to it. If you come in, you can see we're actually lighting the farm up with lanterns. I have this trapdoor here because we're going to have water set on top of that, just like we have here. And then you can see we have water in each of the corners as well, just to keep the farm hydrated, and the light level is the right light level to keep all the crops growing. Yeah, there's really not much more to it other than adding the villager in, adding the composter in, and that'll get it going. But I don't want to do that quite yet because I also want to build the rest of the farm up. So I want to get at least another maybe 1, 2, 3 of these layers on top, and we'll have quite a high farm. And then we can build the collection part right here. And as I say, that's the part that's going to change. That would be different from the tutorial that was on the channel, but we'll get to that once I have the next 2 layers sort of built, or 1 layer, we'll see. 1 layer, we all know I wasn't going to build 1 layer, come on. I was also going to build more than 1 layer, yes, I built 2. Yeah, I thought it was more sufficient. Once we get it obviously populated, we have the carrots coming in, villagers in, they're throwing the carrots necessarily into the, you know, collection system. We'll have a lot coming in. This is more than going to be enough. I mean, this is just a basic sort of starter farm, you know, we don't need much from it, and I think this is going to be more enough. Actually, it's quite cool. I like it. I mean, it's quite basic. It's got a flat acacia roof. You know what? Not fast. Looks kind of cool. But of course, we've still got work to do. We need to get the new collection system in, because it's not like it used to be before. No, it's slightly changed. So I want to go and at least try and implement that, and I can show you guys sort of how it works. And this is our new collection system here. I will explain, because you'll probably be wondering, what do you mean collection system? But I will, as I say, I'll thoroughly explain. So this is our farm here. We'll have our farmer on here. He'll be collecting the carrots. Then what he'll do is he'll walk up to the top of this trapdoor here, but he won't be able to walk any further because of the fence post, because we see that as a full block. So he'll actually stop right here. Then we'll drop another villager in it on top of this fence post, on top of this trapdoor, which will actually open so he doesn't fall in. Then this fence post here will pop a piston behind it, and we'll power the piston to push the fence post forward. What that'll then do is it'll actually push the villager flush up against this fence post here, and actually put him into this fence post hitbox. Which means this villager can then actually see this villager, because he'll be in the one gap that you need to be able to throw stuff. This villager will then actually start throwing his carrots at this villager. Unfortunately, this carrot villager will never pick up the carrots, because it'll hit the fence post and drop into this little channel you see here, which then will have a water stream which will pick the carrots up and channel them off, probably into a storage system to begin with, but then we could obviously put them into the breeder and make it an auto breeder later on, but I'll probably just put them into storage to begin with. That is it in theory. Of course, we still need to put the villagers in. And for those of you guys that know me, I can't stand villagers. Yes, I know I work with them a lot and I love them, but I think it's a love-hate mutual relationship that we have. But yeah, we need to put the villagers in. And this thing works absolute wonders. Yeah, it's done. We have all the villagers in and it's working absolute wonders. I've gone with this sort of collection system right now. I know it's not much. It's not, you know, the fully one I wanted, but at least it was something, you know, to kind of get me started, so I was able to start collecting the carrots. And as you can see, if I just pop on down here, actually, we have a decent amount of carrots coming in on both chests. Not so much in the middle ones, because I've not actually added like a proper sorter. It's just hoppers down the back. But we have plenty of carrots coming in. This is working absolute wonders, perfectly working away. I'm so happy with this sort of redesign. It works amazingly. It's everything I kind of wanted, yeah. But of course, oh, there we go. Hello, there we go. And there's a prime example working right there. But of course, this is not finished. This is this part finished. But the whole idea with this was so, you know, not so the villagers could get food. No, it was kind of so, you know, we could get food. And of course, to get the food for ourselves, that is of course part 2 of this little side project that we've got going on, and that would involve these dudes. Yeah, of course, we've been breeding away because we need to get some farmer villagers so we can actually get the golden carrots, because that has been kind of the whole purpose, the reason why we were building that up there. Also, not only just to get obviously the farm villagers so we can knock the trades down on the carrot one, but also, you know, so they can put the carrots into the breeder and we can get the villagers out. As you can see, I have been doing that sort of in between building as well, and we have a bunch of villagers sitting down here now just ready to be made into farmers. And I've also expanded the villager room as well, a lot further along. You can probably see there's a lot more librarians in here now as well, as I've been just sort of doing it on and off as I've been building, and we've got a couple of villagers in here too. So much for last episode saying, you know, I'm not going to deal with villagers, no, because, you know, they're an absolute pain, and here I am, a complete villager trading hall almost. I don't know why I do these things to myself. I know why I do it to myself. Somewhere deep down I must enjoy it somewhere. Not quite sure where that is, but somewhere deep down I enjoy it. Anyway, I do need to get this guy a carrot trade, hence, you know, the whole reason why we've been making the farm upstairs. So I don't know how long this will take. Hopefully not too long to get carrot trade. Yeah, looks like he's not going to play easy to get. Let me get the carrot trade and then try. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we'll probably go with that one. Let me get the carrot trade sealed in. Let me get this guy up to master, and then we'll finally have our food source. Oh, this is going to be great. I can't wait to get golden carrots. And after a few trades later, we now have our farmer right up to master rank, and of course he has the golden carrot trade, which is exactly what we need, and we now have our, you know, sustainable source of food for the remainder of the season. Of course, I'm not going to be able to live just off this guy. I'm going to have to get more farmers at some point, but I'm not going to be doing that today because I feel like I've done enough with farmers today, or villagers in general. But of course, this guy also has the apple trade, which is going to be really key to me, and a lot of you wondering why we need apples, but we're needing apples for obviously doing the zombification and then curing like I've done with these guys, because I've kind of ran out of apples. Yeah, so having the farmer kind of has two purposes. Gives me food and also gives me apples as well. And as for gold, I've made a deal with Lem, who's going to be giving me some gold, and I've paid him for that, so then we can get more golden apples. But I kind of do want to move on. I think I've dealt with villagers long enough today, and you know, my brain's a bit fried, so I'd like to crack on with another project that I've got in mind, and it's something I want to do for a little while. It's a simple project, it's not too complicated, and it involves our white fluffy friends outside that supply us with a certain item. And of course, I'm talking about these dudes. Yes, I'm talking about sheep, because what I like to do is I like to get a little wool farm set up today. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to get all 16 colours in, because I don't actually have all 16 dyes, but that is something I would very much like to do, because I think wool is going to be definitely something I'm going to be using a lot of, probably in our main base build in the not too distant future, or at least I think I'm going to. If not, I'm going to be using it for banners, and I know a lot of banners, so I'd like to get a little sheep, not sheep farm, but wool farm set up. There's plenty of sheep around here, so I don't think I have to set an actual sheep farm up to get them, but I want to get that sort of, this grass, get him away. I want to get that sort of started up today, so at least I've got some sort of wool coming in. I say once I collect all the dyes, then we can dye all the different sheep, the different colours, and then we can have all the, oh, look what I spot over my shoulder. That's a naturally spawned pink sheep. Pink sheep aside though, yes, I want to get that set up today, so at least we've got some sort of wool coming in constantly while we're over here. Of course, I have all the iron from the iron farm, so I'm not going to run out of shears anytime soon, because we have an absolute abundance of that. So yeah, I just want to get something set up, just probably where we've set up the villager crop farm, or at least in this vicinity, so it's always loaded when I'm overbuilding, and I've always got wool coming in. But let me just sort of go and wrangle some sheep up and get some blocks placed down so we can, you know, get this started. Right, I've gone ahead and made 4 chambers just to get us started. I don't want to, you know, go too crazy on it, because obviously I still need to actually get the sheep into the actual farms themselves. Basically how this works is this block right here, the sheep will stand right here, and every time the sheep eats the grass, there's an observer underneath this dispenser. It'll register the sheep has eaten the grass, which will then power the redstone dust, as you can see behind there, which then powers the dispenser to then shear the sheep. And that is basically how it works. For collection though, under this, or should I say in this grass block here, we've actually got a hopper minecart actually in the grass block. The way we do that is we place the hopper minecart down, we remove the rail, we take a piston, and then we push the dirt into the hopper minecart, and it doesn't move anywhere. And that's the easy way to do it. And underneath that, if we just pop down here, you can see we've got a hopper which is actually under the hopper minecart, or so the hopper minecart's actually on top of this hopper. And basically whenever, you know, something gets, you know, the sheep eats and then it gets sheared, it gets picked up by the hopper minecart, goes into the hopper, and then into the chest. That is it. There's really not much more to it. I mean, I know it doesn't look very pretty, and we've only got 4 in, but I just wanted to get us up and running and get us started. But as you can see, I still need sheep. Yeah, we're still missing the main component. Let me wrangle up some sheep. I'll maybe try and get some different colours. Sheep wrangled and implemented. We have it up and running. Yeah, I managed to get 4 sheep, as you know, but we've gone with the brown, we've gone with the dark grey, the light grey, and the white, and it's looking awesome. I mean, obviously there's not really much to it, but at least we've got something sort of working. I say there's only 4 cells. I know we're missing, what, 12 other colours, but it's okay. I don't mind that we've, only got 4. At least I've got, like, a decent supply of, well, a slow and steady supply of wool coming in, especially the white, because white's always good to have. But I've gone with the brown in that because they were the other ones that were kicking about. I could have just gone all white, but I wanted to get, different colours in. So we weren't, getting all the same colour. And then, of course, as we've got down here, we've just got our storage. I probably will upgrade this at some point. As you can see, everything's starting to flow in slowly. It's not going to be the fastest farm in the world, let's be honest. And then once I get them all in, all 16, then we'll have all the colours coming in. I would like to make it a little bit faster in the future, but this is just, as I say, this is just to get us started. This is our basic, farming area for the beginning of the game. Everything's going to get a lot more high-tech and better once we get over there to where our main base is going to be, and once we start building that, everything's going to look a little bit better than, well, this, shall we say. But I'm not finished. There is one more thing that I'd like to do before I end the episode, and it involves a certain Mr. Fozzen. And some of you may already guessed what I'm talking about, but for those who haven't, then I'd recommend go back and watching episode 1, because in episode 1 I actually borrowed a couple items for Fozzen, or technically Fozzen's villagers, when I was heading over to the area, because I didn't have much on me. And you may have noticed in my hotbar kind of what I'm talking about. Yes, I borrowed 12 bread, which I need to return, as I said I was going to. But not only that, I borrowed a certain bed that you can see in my hand. And this is just not no ordinary bed. No. This is the one bed to rule them all. And of course, since this is the one bed to rule them all, we need to handle it with extra delicate care, because we really don't want anything to happen to this. Because if, Fozzen's villagers find out the bed's, something's happened to it, then they might not work as hard as they're meant to. And then that means, Fozzen will be a bit unhappy because his villagers aren't working hard for him. And then that means Fozzen's villagers and Fozzen then become unhappy with me for taking it in the first place. So I feel like we probably should return it before something happens to it. And mainly before Fozzen gets properly back on the server, because I don't want him to discover that his villagers have stopped working for him. Because then I feel like this friendship rocket that Fozzen gave to us in episode 1 isn't going to mean an awful lot. And I really don't want Fozzen's villagers or Fozzen to be angry with me. So yeah, let's head over to Fozzen's area and deliver this precious cargo back to them. Okay, so we're just over at Fozzen's village, and I'm just trying to find a nice little area to set up a little altar that we can put the chest on, so we can put the items in to return them back to Fozzen and his villagers. And I want to put it sort of close to here, so Fozzen will be able to see it quite easily, and the villagers will be able to see it as well. So they're not too upset that their one bed to rule them all has been gone for as long as it has been, and they'll be able to notice it has been returned back to them. So, they're not going to stop working for Fozzen. Because, I wouldn't want that, and I'm sure Fozzen wouldn't, because I'm sure he'd rather upset with me. So probably just go about here will probably be the best idea, because as I say, Fozzen will probably come through here and the villagers are right there. Yeah, probably just about here. And the one bed has been returned. I've set up the little altar, and the one bed has been placed inside. Fozzen and Fozzen's villagers, look after it. Keep it safe, as the sign says, and don't lose it, because, we don't want anything to happen to the one bed to rule them all. Because if this goes missing, who knows what might happen. Who knows? And I'm glad that task has been completed. We've finally handed the one bed to rule them all back to its rightful owner. And also the 12 bread, because you can't forget those as well. But I think that is where I'm going to end the episode for today, guys. We've managed to get quite a lot done today. I know it's been quite a lot of basic farms here or there, and it's not been like big projects, but don't worry, that sort of stuff is coming in the not too distant future. I just wanted to get myself properly set up with decent gear, which I have, and of course a food source, which we've gotten sorted today. Of course I only have the one farmer. I'm going to off camera try and get a few more farmers, get them zombified, get them cured, so we get golden carrots for a lot cheaper prices. But yeah, we have managed to do quite a bit today. We've also got our sheep farm, well, a quarter of a sheep farm set up, as far as colours go, but we'll get the rest done probably off camera or over stream, because I'm actually planning on doing a live stream on the Basically Minecraft server after this episode goes live. So if you're watching this episode, I will probably be streaming as we speak right now. So come over, it's twitch.tv/zinjy_gaming, and you can find me there, and I'll probably be, as I said, I'll probably finish off the sheep farm, or I've got a few other things that I want to either start or, finish off. So head along, say hi, and we'll hang out and we'll chat for a little while. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be it from me today. If you have liked what you've seen, by all means hit the like button down below. And if you are new to the channel, then please consider subscribing. That'd be really cool of you. It really helps me and also really helps the channel as well. Anyway, guys, that's it from me today, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys!